The Democrats are in a tight spot, and Hollywood's political elite is scrambling for a lifeline. But can Jimmy Kimmel be the unlikely hero they've been waiting for? For a town still reeling from Donald Trump's return to the Oval Office, Kimmel's comeback to late-night TV after a week-long suspension felt like a rare victory, a glimmer of hope in a sea of uncertainty. The big question now is whether Democrats and industry activists can turn what many see as Trump's overreach and attacks on free speech into a winning strategy. And this is the part most people miss. It's not just about politics. It's about the very foundation of democracy itself. Just days ago, CNN's chief data analyst Harry Enton delivered a sobering reality check. Despite Trump's dipping approval ratings amid recent controversies, Enton argued that Democrats are the ones struggling to connect with voters ahead of the 2026 midterms. The ball is on the ground, he said, but the Democrats aren't picking it up. If anything, it's the Republicans who are running with it on the issues that matter. It seemed like nothing was going right for the Democrats, until Kimmel's suspension shook things up. Disney CEO Bob Iger and co-chairman Dana Walden's sudden decision to pull Kimmel off the air sent shockwaves through an industry already on edge. Over the past 8 months, media giants like ABC News and Paramount had settled legal disputes with the Trump administration for 8-figure sums. And CBS's announcement that Stephen Colbert's show wouldn't return felt like another surrender. But Kimmel's return, which drew a massive viewership spike, coincided with the Democratic National Committee's digital ad campaign spotlighting Trump's attacks on media companies. And here's where it gets controversial. Can a late-night host and a small-budget ad campaign really shift the political tide? The DNC's campaign was modest, just 5 figures, but its impact was significant. A 30-second ad highlighting free speech and censorship issues went viral, reaching over 500,000 views and 40,000 unique voters, double the typical engagement for such campaigns. Freedom of speech transcends party lines, said Abi Rahman, DNC's deputy communications director. Interestingly, much of the ad spend went to pre-roll ads on shows hosted by Ben Shapiro and Joe Rogan, figures often at odds with Democratic messaging. Is this a smart strategy or a risky gamble? Kimmel's suspension also sparked unexpected bipartisan concern. Senators Rand Paul and Ted Cruz, both Republicans, warned against censorship and criticized FCC Chair Brendan Carr's statements. A Quinnipiac poll revealed that 53% of voters are pessimistic about free speech protections in the U.S., while 43% remain optimistic. While the Kimmel campaign didn't raise massive funds, Rahman emphasized its symbolic importance. It felt existential. In today's fast-paced news cycle, dominated by the Trump administration, it's hard to predict how long the Kimmel saga will stay relevant. By the time California votes on Proposition 50 in November, a measure that could temporarily override the state's redistricting commission, this episode might be a distant memory. It's not a magic bullet, said Steve Kaplan, a strategic communications expert at USC Annenberg. But it's part of a larger narrative about government overreach that resonates with Americans across the political spectrum. If nothing else, Kimmel's suspension and return have refocused Hollywood's political class. Will it energize donors and boost engagement? Absolutely, Kaplan added. It's a momentary win, but the battles with Trump are far from over. So, here's the question. Can Hollywood's political clout and a late-night comedian truly make a difference in today's polarized landscape? Or is this just another fleeting moment in a much larger struggle? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments.